Happy Sunday everyone, welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. As usual, I'm your host Skratch. In today's video, we're gonna talk about the upcoming summoning events for the Halloween, guys. And there are a couple of things that are bugging me off, they're bothering me. I feel like they're at the back of my head right here, scratching my mind and making me ask, Plarium, where are the guaranteed events, okay? Where are the guaranteed events? At least the 60% out of me was expecting to see a guaranteed event for Halloween, and guess what? We're not getting one, and it almost feels like Plarium has two lists. One, with the things that the community loves. The second list, the things that the community hates. And every time they discover a new thing on the first list where the community loves the stuff, they scrap everything off and add more things to the other list just to keep us on the edge. But I just hope that list doesn't exist and is just a nightmare, okay? Basically, guys, we're not gonna have a guaranteed event, unfortunately. But we're gonna have just the classic usual 10x events for a few days, going back to back to back, different events and all this. I'm gonna walk you through all the champions that we have on the list. I just wish we would get more guaranteed events, man, because they were actually an awesome things, and it seems like they disappeared. You know, it's something like the Ice Age, long forgotten, and they might come back. We don't know. You know, it's kind of like the science is still wondering. Are we ever gonna have another Ice Age? Are we ever gonna have another guaranteed event, Plarium? That sort of vibe. Leaving the joke on the side, let's jump into the summoning events that we have for this Halloween, guys. And I feel like not necessarily all of these champions they fit the theme of Halloween, right? This is the Halloween weekend. Halloween is not today, but either way, on Monday, October 30th, they're planning to launch a 10x event to summon Georget the Breaker from Void Shards. Now, he is an absolute beast of a champion, guys. Georget's still one of the top nukers in the entire game, even though he has this wonky passive that gives you a 50% chance to don't kill anyone except squishy nukers, you know? He's still a very solid champion, and the A1 hits so freaking hard, has a chance to repeat the attack and bring in so much firepower. The A2 AoE decreases the turn meter, places unkillable if you kill somebody, is very helpful for the champion. He's pretty squishy as a nuker though, but the stats on him are actually not too bad, you know, especially the attack. Then we have this skill which ignores pretty much everything known by humankind, okay? Literally everything gets ignored by him and grants an extra turn if you kill an enemy. I would love 4 more Georgets. I'm not gonna lie, just to make my standard one to +4. Keep on dreaming, Skratch. But Georget is a very solid champion, and you know, kind of like what I'm just wondering. We don't have CVC this week, right? I don't think we're gonna have CVC this week. Maybe I just lost track with me being away and all that stuff, but I really don't think we're gonna have CVC this week. And that's why I'm kind of wondering, because we have 10x events for like 3 different days, you know? The next champion that we have on the 10x, guys, is gonna be no one else but Kendraphone, and he's gonna be from Ancients, Primal, and Sacred Shards. So Kendraphone is still a pretty interesting champion. He has that amazing passive that will keep him alive, right? It's gonna give him turn meter. You cannot remove that perfect veil from him once he's placed by his passive, and of course he deals more damage. Now all around, Kendraphone is one of the hardest hitting champions with a basic skill. Attacks one enemy, places an extra hit if the target is under any buffs. So if he's getting locked by a Warlord, Yumeko, or now Krixia, or a different epic champion that does the job, he will be able to smack quite a bit. He buffs himself with Perfect Veil, increase attack, increase speed, increase crit damage, and then attacks all enemies, grants an extra turn, and resets the cooldown of on the hunt skill if this attack kills an enemy. This will hit pretty hard when you have the Perfect Veil on. Aura increases ally attack in arena battles by 33%. His weakness is Spirit Champions. Other than that, I still think he's pretty solid. He's definitely still one of the top nukers. He can be very nice for live arena as well, because when you are looking at live arena, you want to have some sort of survivability in the kit for the nukers, so you're not dependable of Necret all the time or different champions that will keep your nukers alive, you know? So Kendraphone is one of the few attack-based nukers that has the potential to stay alive on his own. Now, all these events, guys, will last for 24 hours each. how I mentioned, we're gonna have 2 more days of summoning. So this is on Monday, Georget and Kendraphone. Now, I would not recommend anyone to go and open shards on a 10x unless you're a Mega Kraken, okay, and you really just want to get that particular champion, or unless you're very close to the Mercy and one of these champions is your most wanted and you're gonna gamble it basically, you know. The chances to get the 10x champions are rubbish and they need to be improved, okay? Let me just put it out there because I'm saying it in every single video till something will actually change. Moving over, on Tuesday, October 31st, we're planning to launch a 10x event to summon Valkanen from Void Shards and Prince Kaimar from Ancient, Primal, and Sacred Shards. Valkanen, he does fit the theme of Halloween, okay? He looks pretty awesome, kind of like the Count Dracula, the real Dracula, rather than Vlad, you know, because Vlad looks like a pussy, oh? But Valkanen is actually looking more evil and really fitting in that theme of Count Dracula. He's a pretty interesting champion. Now, for Hydra Clan Boss, I know a lot of you guys are very interested in seeing this champion as amazing in Hydra. He can be great in Hydra on a manual. Basically, this skill, if I'm not mistaken, or is it this one? Kills an ally, okay? So you're gonna kill your ally, and you can use this to your advantage to kind of like always kill the ally that will get devoured. And if I'm not mistaken, he will bring Hex, which can be helpful in there as well, plus some raw damage, debuff spread, and the whole idea with him is that if you're doing it on Oro, he's always gonna target your lead champion. He's not a champion to use on Oro, especially for Hydra, you know? At least from what I've tested before when they added a champion to the game, I doubt it that anything changed since in terms of his AI, but let me know in the comments down below. This champion hits extremely good with this skill, and he ignores a lot of things, you know? The main problem with Valkanen is polymorph. Again, I'm gonna come to the point where I cannot understand how the devs of Raid Shadow Legends cannot comprehend what a negative impact polymorph has on the game and how it completely made 95% of their champions useless in the high end of Arena, okay? I do not comprehend how they don't understand how bad it is and how it needs to completely be taken out of the game because it's a trash thing to have in the game. But hey, one day they're gonna understand how bad polymorph is for the game, not for anything else, you know. And he's kind of like a sheep, if you're asking me. Yes, in the lower tiers of Arena and stuff, he's a great champion. He's gonna deal a lot of damage. I actually had a lot of fun using him. But my main issue with him was that he was constantly getting polymorphed. Speed aura for Arena, 30% is one of the best auras we have in the game. Only a few other champions have a similar or a better aura than him, you know. And other than that, yeah, Valkanen looks pretty interesting, you know. Moving over to the next champion, which was Prince Kaimar. He used to be my most wanted champion, and mainly because of the looks. I'm a hardcore Destiny player. I used to be. I haven't played it in a while now, but I don't know, the whole armor of Kaimar reminded me of a Titan using the strike, you know. I don't know why it reminded me of that. It just looks so badass, you know. So he was always one of my most wanted champions. Resets the cooldown of all ally skills. AoE attack places a poison, AoE attack places a sleep, removes the buffs. And you have a speed aura for Arena. Now Kaimar, he can hit pretty hard as well. I'm running my +4 Kaimar on a damage build for the Fire Knight. He deals a lot of damage, and funny enough, when I used to use him sometimes in live arena, because I haven't done a fight in ages, I used to catch a lot of people off guard with my Kaimar being built for damage, you know. But he's a very solid champion, 100%. And I can understand why some people will be tempted to open shards for Kaimar. Moving over to the next day, guys. On Wednesday, November 1st, we're planning to launch a 10x event to summon. He used to be my most wanted champion once upon a time, Haimon from Void Shards. I gotta be honest, Vegemon or Hegemon is completely useless in the current meta, okay? So this champion is kind of like one of those champions that you get it, you used it in the past, and now he's fun 1 fight out of 1,000. He's in that situation, at least for the higher end arena where the meta matters. when you are in the lower tiers, Hegemon is actually very impactful. It can help a lot of you guys to progress through Arena all the way up to Gold 5. Even in Gold 5 against most of the teams, because there's so many weak teams and so many bots in a Gold 5 Arena, it's going to be very useful to help you farm medals, you know? So you're going to build him for damage, and you're just going to go in. He's going to take the turn first. He has this passive that no other champion has it in the game. Always goes first each round, okay? He's like, you know what? I'm first. I'm number one. If multiple Hegemons are in the team, the Hegemon with the highest speed will go first, you know? So you build him for damage, savage, cruel. He doesn't even need speed. Just give him a lot of damage and go in with this skill and just farm medals, you know? Just AoE bang, 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 next. He can still do this for you when you're doing Gold 5, for example, up to a certain point, because when you're encountering the proper teams in Gold 5, he's not really going to work against Stone Skin, Reaction. I feel like these things really destroyed his value all around. So Hegemon, a fairly interesting champion, very unique, but I feel like he's not very powerful anymore, not in the meta, you know? So how I mentioned, meta is still the thing that dictates how the game is being played. Then we have the last champion, and that is no one else but our good old buddy Ultimate Death Knight being on the 10x, guys. This champion had a lot of bad words thrown at him when he got released as being a trash champion, okay? Since he got released, he's still at the top of the meta, and mainly because of his passive. A lot of people are always blaming just Marichka and Taras all the time that they're so OP, but they always forget that when a champion is OP, most of the times, he needs to have other things around him to make him OP, and Polymorph and Ultimate Death Knight makes Marichka and Taras what they are today. If we wouldn't have Ultimate Death Knight, Rotos would destroy the couple. If we wouldn't have Polymorph, Ramanto and many others would destroy the couple, you know? So Ultimate Death Knight enables so many things, counters so many things, and he stalls like no one else. He has these amazing passives, increases this champion's HP, defense, and speed by 10% for each dead ally. Didn't need them. He doesn't need his allies, he's saying. Then he has the other passive where the damage gets redirected to him from single hits, not AoEs, of course. When we're talking about bosses, he only has a 50% chance for that to proc. All the debuffs and everything else that you are planning to land on somebody with a hit are going to go to him, guys. Shield, continuous heal, pretty nice. Decrease attack, fear on legendary heroes, and a chance to provoke with the A1. Defense aura for all battles, very tanky stats. Ultimate Death Knight, le creme de la creme, okay? Let me just put it like that. I love the champion, and I mentioned Void Shards and the non-Void legendaries will be summonable from Ancients, Sacreds, and Primal Shards. Each one of these events will be on for 24 hours. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.